Let's get them to turn against one another.
Drug dealers are like cockroaches. Impossible to eradicate. Believe me, I tried.
Turn around.
Let my heart turn cold.
That way. And I'm gonna put you where you belong.
Have mercy on me.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. And as you can see, we're talking about Detective Don Carter. Now, up to this point, a lot of people has been feeling like he hasn't played a major role in what's been going on. His impact is minuscule. People have been saying they need to bring Jenny back. They shouldn't have killed Sags. Why they took out Agent Young? Because they don't feel like he's playing the role of the cop. He's trying to be menacing, but he's not really doing anything. But I'm going to talk to you guys about how starting from this mid-season finale going forward is where shit takes off, to where he becomes a dirty cop. He gets into the streets and he's about to start getting shit done. And I'm gonna break down how it all falls into place, starting with episode 5, the mid-season finale. We're gonna break down the trailer, other exclusive scenes we're gonna see in this episode, as well as the episode descriptions for episodes 6 through 9, as he is mentioned much more in those, and he's gonna play a bigger impact on Tariq, Monet, and the rest of the Tejedas going forward. We also got to talk about the character synopsis for both Drew and Detective Carter going into this season, because he's gonna recruit Drew into his organization, and Drew, he's gonna get a taste of that power and he's gonna love it. Also, with Carter and his synopsis, we're gonna be explaining obviously his whole backstory, how he got to the place he's in, the situation with his wife dying. So I'm gonna reiterate that, talk about how and why he made this whole task force and why he does the things he does. So we're gonna break down how all of this goes as he turns family against family, friends against friends. As they've been doing that already, he just makes it even worse. So as usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe as I break all of this down. The mid-season finale is like 2 to 3 days away at this point. Let's get right into it though. Now, to kick shit off, once again, we got the description for Detective Carter coming into the season. That says Detective Don Carter is a rising NYPD officer who was on track to become police commissioner until his wife was killed in a crossfire between rival drug gangs. Vowing to make the streets safer, Carter traded in his tie for a Kevlar vest and now leads an elite NYPD drug task force that elicits concrete results against drug-related violence. While his achievements are noteworthy of public recognition, nothing can bring back his lost love.
Denise was not lost. She was murdered.
Now, obviously, in this, they're referencing Denise a lot, and I was expecting her story to play a bigger role in what's going on. Maybe it ties back to the Tejedas or to Tariq or to someone in the past, and that still has yet to be seen. We don't know, but we do learn that this is his motivation.
Task force keeps me busy, motivated.
We see it in episode 1 right away when he's in the church. He's talking about how he didn't recover. He's mad, he's angry, he wants revenge. And then we get more information going into episode 2 as Tariq hits up Davis about Carter, asking if he's someone he should be worried about.
You know if this NYPD detective named Don Carter somebody to worry about?
From what I looked up, I think you might. Wife was killed. Gunned down outside the ER where she worked. This narcotics task force, and since then he's been going hard on every drug-related motherfucker in New York.
So we got all his incentives and reasonings for doing the job that he does, because he said it would be better if Denise knows he's putting bad people away. But the target on the back of Tariq and the Tejedas was pushed forward by Paz Valdez, of course, after she felt like Tariq was the one who took out Junior, which he did. So he promised to her that he was gonna bring all of them down. So that's where his sights has been set ever since. Now that all the background information is done with, we could get into the mid-season finale, episode 405, Ego Death, and where things go from here. As the description says, Detective Carter and his task force move in on the Tejedas. This is very important because within the trailer, we've been seeing sneak peeks of Carter in a scene with Drew, wondering what takes place here. That was an official trailer. With this new trailer we got for episode 5, we're able to connect more of the dots, how things are looking like they're gonna play out. So first off, the description, once again, we have to point out how it talks about Monet fighting to keep her family together. That's relevant because we saw in the trailer as well, her talking to Kane and Drew, having them in the same room, and also her and Drew at the bar, look like they're yelling at one another, getting into a fight. We see Drew with this van with these shady people, look like they're goons, the nigga they got running the streets for them and shit, which is interesting because Kane said he's out this shit, he's not working for no more, he could get the fuck on basically. But we see Drew in this situation with Don Carter, and we know a shootout ensues and takes place because one, we could see the dead body in the background when they're talking to Drew against the van, but also the fact that we got the little white nigga that worked for Carter shooting at the van. Now pay attention to this because we see Monet shooting at the exact same white van as Carter and the other cops, and we could also see the same dead body in the background by this other car that we see in the scene with Drew. So I don't know if Monet shows up after Drew is about to get taken by Carter, or if Carter is enlisting them in working for him to bring down other drug related organizations and businesses, which will also make sense because other episode descriptions going forward talks about Monet trying to get her family from under Carter's thumb. So he might be forcing them to work for him to help him out, or it could be a scenario where she's coming in to save Drew. What would she be saving Drew from exactly? I think Don Carter is prepared to take out Drew and the nigga next to him. Let me explain why. We hear him say in the trailer he's been trying to exterminate drug dealers, but they're like cockroaches.
Drug dealers are like cockroaches, possible to eradicate.
They're too survivable basically. And we hear him say, turn around.
Turn around.
This is important because then we see him pull out a gun right in front of Drew and pull the trigger. Now, once again, Drew's back is against the van. So my thought process is that he's killing the person next to him, the lagoon, the random nigga. He would be enticed to do the same to Drew. I don't know why he wouldn't unless Monet came in for the save. Now, another reason I believe that Monet came in for the save is because we see a small split-second scene of Detective Don Carter looking worried, like something went down. As you look closely in the background, you can see it's now Drew and Monet standing against the van. The guy isn't there no more. We don't know what took place or how Monet got here, but she's wearing the exact same thing that she took the shots with. Now, I'm thinking that possibly the little white cop got killed in the crossfire of all this, and this would effectively sets Don Carter off once and for all. Now that's just a pure guess, pure speculation, nothing to back that up, but it is interesting to see what takes place in the scene, why he looks so worried, and how Monet ends up showing up here. Whether he's working with them to take down other people or he was attempting to take down Drew and the rest of the Tejedas, as episode 4 or 5 pointed out, going forward he's still gonna be on the ass. Episode 406, Devil's Playground, the first episode that's gonna return after the mid-season finale, once again says Monet fights to get her family from under Carter's thumb. And then straight into episode 407, I Can't Fix This, it says Drew must take out a threat to Carter's organization in order to protect his family. So this is why I lean towards him using them to his advantage to take down other people to get the job done for him basically. Now as this grows and continues, I think he possibly fully converts Drew onto his side, and that brings us back to Drew's synopsis and description going into the season. I read it to you guys and talked about it in the Drew versus Kane video, how all of that was going to go down, and basically it says Drew begins season 4 allied with Noma and his siblings as they go to war against Tariq and Braden, but through a series of trials and revelations, Drew finds himself back where he started, wondering where, if anywhere, he fits into the business. A new unforeseen alliance gives Drew a taste of the power he's been fighting for within his family, but with all it costs, Drew has to come to terms with whether this is what he wants at all. After losing 2 lovers and a father to the world they live in, Drew begins to wonder if there's any true peace waiting for him at the end of this journey. Obviously, the key part about this description is the new unforeseen alliance that gives him the power he's been waiting for, and I believe it's Detective Don Carter. I think as he's using them for whatever, that Drew starts to get a liking to this, because once again, episode 7 specifically describes Drew having to take out a threat to his organization, and so I think that's where his focus is gonna be, especially now that once again Kane kicked him out the business with Noma. This is the route and option I believe he's gonna take, and that's gonna cause a problem with Kane going forward, as we know the episode 8 description talks about them two competing for the streets. So I think once again, Don Carter's whole plan of turning family against family, even though they're already been doing it to themselves, he's gonna put the final nail into the coffin and destroy them from the inside out. Tariq and Monet are gonna be scrambling to find a way from under it. Kane probably won't give a fuck, as she's gonna be battling out with Drew, but Drew, that power is gonna get to his head and it's not gonna end too well for him at all. Overall though, that's it for this video. You can leave your thoughts and opinions down below as usual, and you tell me your thoughts on Don Carter. I know currently a lot of people ain't fucking with him, but maybe, like I said, as the show and the season continues, then he gets more in tune. The episode descriptions does say he's gonna be a lot more involved. We just gotta see how it all plays out. He's gonna finally be the catalyst to take down the Tejedas. Everyone's waiting on that, so I know y'all gonna like him for that at the very least. But hopefully he not fucking with our boy Reek too much, especially with this pregnancy and everything going on. But he's finally about to start making moves in this mid-season finale. This should feel like a true finale, considering they're going on break for like 2 months, so they need to make this shit bang. I'm expecting action. That's a lot to talk about in those 2 months until the show returns. As usual though, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.